Good. Boy, I haven't seen you. Hi. See my family.
I see what you have created here.
Hi.
Your grand being.
Is that right?
Grow you these things this color.
No. I like to play with the color.
Made a good pick, didn't I? Or didn't we?
I know who that little voice in my head was now.
You're alright, Saran.
So tender you be. You feel you must protect this tenderness a lot. Why you feel this? Know you how powerful this tenderness be.
I think I'm beginning to have a feeling about it.
It is greater than any might. Know you that beings have this thing called secret.
Mm-hmm.
Your secret is your tenderness. All beings may not understand this thing. And it is not that you need to share it all in the way you think. That is the fear.
Okay.
The secret is for the self, you see. The secret is that the tenderness is present here on the planet. Understand you?
Yes, I know. I can feel the energy.
Were it not a necessary ingredient at this time, you would not be here.
Wow. I feel it in nature a lot.
It is a wondrous thing that such a thing as this body can be so important to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very small.
Mm-hmm.
Know you that the power that you are does not deal in size.
Yeah.
Do not make the mistake of thinking you are human. Know you what I mean by you.
Mm-hmm. I do.
That must be a wondrous thing. have taken yourself and made it feel like human.
Mm.
But the color is ate them. You always wonders being here.
Yes.
Just be a star, like yourself. Wondrous little woman. Wondrous being, you have played angel many times indeed. And you've also got a monastery. Sit down here. Know you why children are so curious?
No?
It is something that nature puts there. Otherwise they would not learn. They would not learn to use this body.
That makes sense. I can
So
understand
it's a
that.
constant practice, yeah. You are not going to get eye laughing today, are you, Richard?
Can you handle
I
it?
can see this. No, you why, I know.
Okay.
This little mark here you have,
Uh-huh.
your lip, it moves this way a little. I have not laughed so hard in this body as when I have been around your presence.
Well, maybe you need to do some more laughing.
Indeed. Wondrous being, that you have so much humor also means that you have so much seriousness indeed.
I'm serious too.
In what is done your intensity?
What's my intensity?
You use your intensity in your seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Move it this way. Like that. What have you done?
And we're, I mean, this dimension,
In all of them.
discovered myself.
And what have you discovered?
That there's more discovery to go on.
Think you that you create more
Mm-hmm.
and then you let yourself discover?
Mm-hmm.
That's a grand humor.
The endless discovery.
And have you things coming forth that you have laid in what is done your foundation and they come into what is called your experience now?
We're coming right now. Mm-hmm.
And what feel you about this thing?
Well, I love it.
And yet there is some burden.
Well, because I want to do more. There's always to manifest more and more and more and more.
Let's
You know-
talk about this.
Well, one thing I want to do is the brainwave stuff.
And you want to do it to yourself?
I want to do it to my...
Gotcha.
Whose brain are you working with?
Mine!
Indeed. And what looks it like?
What does it look like?
That is my question.
Well, I don't know what it looks like.
You have not checked it out.
No.
Give you this in a form. No form.
Well, behind it has no form.
Indeed. So Richard, how far are you going to take this thing?
To the max.
Have you machinery big enough to do the universe?
Oh, I want to make it.
Thinking you have
Well,
no
see, it doesn't
son.
have to be that big. So you can have a microcosm of the whole universe, something like this big.
And be that what you desire.
As long as it makes me happy,
Will it make you happy?
if it's used properly.
And how guarantee you this thing?
If I use it, I'll use it right.
It's a good thing we are speaking. Use you anything or do you anything with what is termed your intention, indeed. Now, you must set what would be termed perhaps condition, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you set it this way, it will be this way.
Right.
So have you the power to do this thing, set the conditions for the universe.
Well, that's why I come to you for a little bit of guidance.
Feel that you're stepping through a gateway,
Oh, but that's, yes,
indeed,
indeed.
and the rules change.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's why by going to the other side of the gateway, we come for expert advice.
Indeed, you've never been away from it.
And see, so this is why, we want to have a meeting with you, so you can give
Indeed.
us, yes. But it's got to be more of a conscious level,
You want a face-to-face,
face to face,
man-to-man.
man to man,
That is one thing, man-to-man, creature to creature.
creature to creature. Right. See, you come so much in my dreams, which I'm not aware of. I hope I was, but I'm not. So we need to do this way.
Wondrous being. Know you those beings that you work around.
Mm-hmm. What do I?
You know them, indeed. You know their faces.
Mm-hmm. Yes and no.
Indeed. Yes, I know. You do not see their faces.
Oh, you mean out here?
Indeed, at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, at work, yeah.
Now at work, if you ignore the face and listen to the words and feel the energy, you will see I all the time.
Uh-huh.
What need you? Something on your little screen?
Oh, that'd be great.
Indeed.
See, I can
You
close
want
my
a
eye.
bleep.
Yeah,
On your screen.
I'm bleep, yeah. Saran. Message from Saran. And then you can have your picture.
You want a picture.
Well, not a picture. I
You
mean,
look
actually,
in the mirror.
Well, yeah, a mirror, right?
Do you think there is a difference?
At times yes, and at times no. Depends on where I am. Sometimes.
That is a good point. Where are you? In your brain.
In my brain?
In your brain.
Well, in my brain I've expanded more and more, getting more creative.
So you're taking on a new brain.
Transforming it, yes. I think it's possible to totally transform the brain.
Well, of course it's possible.
Mhm.
But why think you that it needs... why need you use this same material?
That's a good question. That's I can go to a different material.
Indeed.
Mhm.
That is a good idea.
So what do you suggest?
I suggest that you begin to see it from some other perspectives. Play with it a little bit. If you do what you think it is, you have the result here of what you think it is. And then move it over here and see what's there. Fine?
Bargain.
This will
What?
be a lot of fun.
Well, what it is...
Pay attention to your co-workers and your computer.
Okay.
Just be assured that leaves the heart open.
Mm-hmm.
Be it that you're moving it. That's my hand right there. You have more. Desire to sit down.
Yeah, let's sit down. You want to sit in the chair?
I do not sit very well. I shall sit and stand.
Okay.
You can be seated if you desire.
She's very busy.
It is a good thing.
Tell me about Micaiah.
What desire you to know?
We know about the guy.
All right, what would be a more specific question?
Who is Micaiah?
Who in terms of the whole?
The whole, yeah.
Let me see if I can give forth words. Know you in terms of what is called universal core, essence indeed. There are some beings who direct specific energies at specific times. They are not confined to what would be termed position, as in hierarchy positions, say, I just do this or I am over this. This being is not confined. Makes this sense to you?
Yeah, because...
It is beyond what normally you think of as the whole. Like a radical. Indeed. So, if this being is allowed to move about and to do things that perhaps you might say, well, that's against the rules, or that is outside of what I have known or heard or learned. What desire you from this being?
Well, that name's been coming to me a lot. So I'm just trying to go to the mystery of it.
Wondrous being, Richard. Contemplate you that not all beings in this universe at this time not only came from this universe, how say I, some come from essence beings that are not confined to what you consider to be the whole. Indeed. Now, who think you will be?
Probably that guy.
Indeed. And it's radical. And it's not confined. That is why I say to you, if we'll use the word normal. Say a normal being walks through a gateway. Even in going through a gateway, the rules are set. You have come to an understanding within yourself in what is termed your growth, what is called the movement. The rules are not set only by you. See you. There's a truth of us here. See you? You know this thing already.
Yeah. You mean the cosmic jokers, right?
Well, it's somewhat like that. Know you, they are the ones who bring about balance because of what is termed their freedom to move outside the rules, beyond space-time, without a judgment or a thought of it's this or it is that, indeed. The understanding is within the heart that it is greater than either one. Use you this name?
Oh, I use it to myself sometimes. I mean, it's been going for about 2 years.
Indeed, it is an important thing that you not only acknowledge here, but that you have, say some things here that acknowledges it to your senses. Understand me? Desire you, Richard, to speak to what is termed the public?
Sometimes. Well, sometimes I know I have a mission here.
Indeed.
And, I mean, basically...
I am asking this question Therefore, it is for you to contemplate whether you desire to be in what is called the front, so you are seen, indeed, or if you desire to be from behind.
Well, a lot of times I like to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be famous. I don't have a need for that.
It is not about need.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's put it this
It's
way.
about choice.
Whatever I can do to help.
Because I will say this thing to you. It is not that you have to do it yourself. It is that you have the capability of creating a being to do that thing. See?
Mm-hmm.
So it is a choice. However, there are some things that would certainly be different were it be that it was yourself. How many beings are going to channel you? See? It is part of directing the troops. Understand you this? And that be grand you. But in what is like I have said to this beauteous being, the secret. The secret that you are present, see? Now, unless you want to share that, it is fine for it to be secret, but it must be known here, within yourself, within your heart. If it is not, then the expression trying to come forth creates havoc for you.
So what does that mean, going public?
It means you are a lawgiver, going public. Many things are changing, as you know. And a lot of what has been spoken before, the foundations that yourself and others laid are beginning to come together, indeed. There is what has been termed some confusion and what is called frustrations. From time past, all this time has passed. I have given up hope and here it is. What do you now? All the answers coming forth and you say, well, will I get burned? Can I touch that thing? Let me see.
Yes.
Now you are more cautious of the picture.
Yes. Yes.
It is humor. Now what you have created you think will bite you. Give you this thing teeth? What do you? Know you this thing and that being is called hobby, recreation. For you, this thing of public, sharing your essence is recreation.
Yes.
That is true. Feel you what is termed guilty. Indeed, that it is recreation and so easy for you. So how do you rectify this thing, Richard? Within yourself, so there is no guilt. Look you around, you see you beings who are in lack of understanding, who are in pain, who are in poverty, who are all these things, and mostly in ignorance, and have you so much and so easy. See you? Number one, you must let go of the guilt. Or when you touch it, it will bite. Understand? You must love here, the self, and be in love with the self, that no other comes before. If you do not, it does not mean that you are not within this whole that is here, it means that you are in honor of the being that you are. And you cannot maintain the balance within yourself or perform your service in your easement and your joy and your simplicity. Indeed, if you do not do this thing for yourself. I can skip across this planet because I can. That's it. Indeed.
Indeed.
If I were to say to you, it has nothing to do with earning this reward or earning this thing or this greatness. That would happen a long time ago. Desire you would have done another ceremony.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Can do this thing, understand you. That is why I say to you, very important. It is up to you. You make the rules now. Not the same as it has been. Think you that you can live in what is termed your life, and others can channel what is called your being, and we'll all work fine together.
I think so.
And be it that this thing is occurring, and you become aware of it more and more, indeed. Know you what happens to a being who is in a position to teach. And that is not the greatest word. You go around pretending that you don't know.
Yes.
So now what are you going to do? You're not satisfied with that. Be that the truth?
That's the truth, yes.
You must contemplate this thing. What you're willing to do for yourself, for your joy. Yeah.
Now, let's say if I didn't want to do that, what do you do?
What you mean, where do you start?
Right.
You start with here. Start with those that are close to you, indeed. Start with letting go and letting it be. Simple. And do not, does not require letting go of the other things that you have moving, indeed. A being who is capable of stepping outside space-time, of making the rules, can certainly do more than one thing. And in all honesty, if you did not do more than one thing, you would be very upset at yourself and very bored. Start with getting some beings together. Just all people. Like with the beings here, the ones who are close to you. There's another thing here. See it? It's great, isn't it? Oh, of course, I like it. All of the beings have not allowed the foundation support to be present. And I am not just talking about funds. I am talking about people, the other beings that are meant to be there. It requires an honesty with yourself. If you were to sit down, and both of you should do this thing, you sit down and you make a list of beings that come to mind, that are here. And as you go down this little list, you write out to the side what you think this being means to you, what connection there is. You begin to see a different picture, indeed. Now, does not mean that just because a being happens to be present in your life that they belong on this list. You understand? Honesty. Indeed. It's the only way you will have peace. I will say again, the group of you shall do great things. Know you those adventures that you see within your heart. Indeed, those great expedition, that's a word. Those will be present. There are some things that have been laid away. It'll be one of those in search of episodes.
Quest.
Be that more for grand thing.
That sounds like fun.
There are a great many things to do. It is only even now that what is termed the public is beginning to come to a stage where they are awakening. And they are asking for many things. And many of those beings who were awakened and awakening and were sharing before became discouraged and are fallen by the wayside and do not have the courage and the energies to stand forth again. So it is the few who are going to have to stand the blunt of the public. In truth, it was always very few. Indeed. And let's put it this way, God bless those who have gone before and taken all the darts.
Really?
That'd be grand, isn't it? That was a wise creation on all of your parts. See you it now, indeed.
A little bit.
But then it was very frustrating that things did not move more.
So what's the relationship between Michael then and Micaiah?
Say I this. It is for you to tell Michael. Understand me? There is a profound respect there, and you must come to an understanding of your being. It is that this being, what is called Earth, a very small planet, in a very large number of planets, indeed, in a vast system of universes. You have not come from here. Never ever think you have. Be it that you were to come forth to this being, it would be as that your being was honored. Understand? those great lambda. Know you that all those beings that are familiar with the earth are very blessed with your presence. They honor, indeed, that this radical group is here. And it also means there has been great growth before this time. And I might just say this as well. If there were this small thing that needed doing, indeed, and let's put it this way, the gods that be, greater than you have contemplated God to this point, decided they wanted to directly check it out, do a little something, to have a good scenario of the situation. What be it that I have noticed becomes unbelievable here to a lot of you is that you look at your body, this being here, physical, you look forward in your mirror, and you say, look at this, the hair is turning grey. Indeed. There's a little flab over here. Indeed. This and that, and this and that. Would God choose this? Indeed. This is not my picture of a vehicle that God would use, and beyond what I have contemplated God. Know you that it is perfect. Were it any other way, it would not be in balance, and it would not be even the smallest possibility of being seen here at all, or felt here at all. Understand?
Yeah, I think so.
It would be so perfect by standards here, and so obvious, and so beauteous indeed. All of that would take away from it.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes, I understand that. Oops.
It would be a fearful thing, not a grand thing. You love it here, let it be, indeed.
I love this planet. There's something about it. It's just so beautiful and wondrous.
It is grand. Know you that a lot of beings do not understand, however, that what is seen here is the opposite of what is real here.
Oh, I know. I mean, I look out in California at nature. I don't see the buildings and the houses and the pollution and the cars.
And that's the grand. You're seeing other things.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Say this. You've seen pictures of what is termed the planet from afar, from space.
Yes.
They call this thing.
Yes.
The true color is opposite of what you see. If you see it green, it is truly red.
Oh, wow.
Understand?
Okay, I understand.
It is giving off what it is not.
Okay.
That is what you are seeing
Okay.
with these eyes. It is taking in what it is, and that is what is unseen. See you?
Okay. Oh, wow.
It is a wise thing to know. In what is termed the working world that is coming forth, you have projects that are moving. How feel you about this thing?
Well, with my brother's project, I think it'll be great. I don't think there's. I really hope that happens, because here it is. I'll be able to. Barbara and I will be able to help give money to organizations that will help this planet.
Indeed. How about organizing yourselves and giving money? See what
Well,
I am
that's
saying?
weird.
I am saying this thing part here. Where think you that a powerful being creates from, if it is not here?
Yeah.
Now there are many wondrous projects, and there are many expeditions, many buildings to be created. The things that have been buried before that need to come forth, they will need some specific structures. There are many things, but you must start here. Understand you?
That's the only way to know, right? What needs to be.
It is not the only way to know. It is, if you are a leader, you cannot expect that everything that comes to you, you can say yes and yes and yes and yes, and piece yourself or your funds or any other thing into such small pieces.
You
Indeed,
don't get anything accomplished.
that is
way.
true.
I've learned that.
So you must start here. Indeed. And if you leave yourself out, you will be very unhappy.
Oh, I realize that, yeah.
A lot of beings find what is this purpose within themselves. This will not be the case for you. You must give it to yourself. There's a difference. See?
Right, yeah, I definitely see the difference.
What about me? How would I know?
How would you know what to do? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Wondrous woman, you have brought forth this wondrous child, and you have given forth your time, indeed. And yet it is that there is this ache within your being to share and to do other things. Why deny you this? Why hide you within this being?
Well, I just feel that, I should devote my time at this point to her because it's so important for her.
It is no more important than it is for you.
I know.
That is the truth. Give you up what is found your being for another being. No being wants this thing. Understand you? None. And be it that, this wondrous being here grows from what is termed contact with others, with the experience with others.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah.
That be a grand thing, and it frees you to express other parts of you.
Yeah, I noticed that last night, finally.
Indeed, it is very important. And do not think you that they cannot learn wondrous things in that fashion. See you? Wondrous children, they may not always act like they like a thing, but once they learn it, they have it. And if they learn it when they are small, they have it forever. It does not take as long. See, if this being learns that the whole world will support her, all of them, not just yourself, imagine the freedom of this. See?
Yeah.
And it frees yourself as well. For the desire within you, the grand being that you are, cannot be confined to just this thing.
I know,
It is you as a woman. Indeed.
Well,
And you cannot sacrifice.
and I'm not sure, I'm still trying to discover, really, who all of me is.
I know this. But you cannot do it by hiding.
No. I love people.
And they love you. No, you don't.
Some, yeah. Some.
It is part of the tenderness thing. You hide it. It is your power. I will say it again. It is your power. Lot of beings think. You see a being out there and they are powerful and they are known and they have monies, and all these things. And you say, gee, they are beautiful. They have all of these wondrous qualities. Well, no wonder they are that way. None of that is it. They have used the truth of their being and made it their greatest asset, whatever it is. That's all.
How can I kind of break that little shell more? What I've been doing lately, I've just been getting the sense to just channel energies in. And
Indeed.
it's connecting inside. And
You're changing the meridians in your body, in your vehicle, within your being.
I wasn't sure what I was doing.
It makes a greater connection to the greater you.
But that's what I thought, well, I didn't name I didn't want to name any energy because
That's
I didn't
fine.
want to limit whatever it is to my concept. I just wanted to allow it. And that's
What be it if you give it a name today, and tomorrow you give
give
it
it
another
another name. That's true.
And in that fashion, you have some play with it. See?
Oh, I love to play.
But it is not such a serious matter. And in that you will see what is termed your power, your creativity, indeed. That by your name that you give it, it becomes changed in this fashion, and it may be very subtle.
How do I know names? I mean,
Pick one.
just pick one? Really?
Most beings have a lot of humor. They come to my audience and they say, how this? I say, make it up. Now, the truth about make it up is you do that automatically. Make it up,
Yeah,
indeed.
yes.
And yet, in the making up process, there becomes some self-evident truth from what you might term past and future. So you will have names that come in that you go, oh, I recognize that, I remember that one. And you will have others that you say, oh, that feels good, I haven't tried that before.
Well, see, I've wondered because everybody seems to be getting specific names. You know, like Richard and Micaiah, and, a lot of people are coming up with names. And I hadn't gotten any sense on any names.
Start with no name. Write it down. No name.
No name? Okay.
And then write down tenderness,
Tenderness.
indeed. And when you feel that energy from those words on that page, you follow that energy, indeed. And whatever comes, you write it. Does not matter.
Okay.
If it's an emotion, you write that.
Okay.
Indeed. Bargain.
Bargain. Okay, that sounds great. I haven't
The
really...
reason you do no name, you must understand yourself. Outside space-time, name is not necessary.
I've had that sense.
It is, you understand the concept of the void,
Yes.
or even of what is termed a black hole,
Yes.
indeed, the nothingness. How give you a name to this thing? And you are
A
this
name
thing.
limits it, doesn't it?
It has nothing to do with limit.
Well-
It is that you are that, and it is speechless.
Okay, yeah.
It does not come forth yet into sound until there is decision to create. Then comes forth name, sound.
Okay.
See?
Mhm.
So you move back into your essence, and you say, there's nothing here, no name. Well, that'd be grand.
Okay. Well, I remember being one with the source, so to
Indeed.
speak. I mean, I have a real sense about that. That blending, without, form or body or...
What you call name here. Sound that comes forth from the beginning had no sound like you put them together here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Write yourself a story.
I've had stories floating around in my head a lot. They just haven't gotten on paper.
Write them down. You will see names.
What can you tell us about Chanda, Barbara, and Aaliyah and I?
What desire to know? You mean the family
We're very
group?
curious about
Yeah.
our connections.
Let's see, what would be of value? A lot that might have been said in the past is that not the same for you now to bring forth. You know this thing. Now, this is a wondrous being. You will have much to share with, indeed.
Indeed.
And it is inner freedom. I want you to understand this. It is not that you cannot be in line with others, and it is not that you are tied by what will be termed the past or the future you have spent together. It is that it was a choice. Now you must understand that coming through your beings, the energy that you are has created a gateway that was very dynamic. You understand this? It has nothing to do with drawing them to you because of something that has happened.
Okay.
It is like this. If you decided to give forth an opportunity to the universe in general, and you said, all right, let me see. Being that I am this being and I see this all, I think perhaps this being right here would perhaps love this opportunity. Indeed. And being the God that you be, you would see that the greatest thing possible could come forth. Indeed. So it is not that you set it within your mind, you have been here together, you have been there together, or you are this or that. It is not that.
Okay. I got it. Yeah, I got it. It's not what was, it's what is now. What the
Indeed.
possibility and the opportunity.
It is not the same time on this planet. It is moving forth already.
Very quickly.
And that the beings who are together now and coming together now will no longer have the concern about the past. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It is that is either let go of or they are not present.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously they are present.
Mm-hmm. I've been trying to figure out what I feel there's something I'm supposed to do, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is. And
You must start with yourself and doing some things. You understand? Say you started like this because of your secret tenderness. And you have someone who will share with this wondrous being while you go forth, say, with some woman, and simply take an hour or two and begin to share. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that you begin to get in touch with the sharing of you. I know it is difficult for you to picture sometimes at this time. Be it that you are in front of a crowd of people and you are sharing, you are perhaps dancing and moving, indeed, speaking.
I am.
And showing. I understand. That is because you have not looked forward at the possibilities, and it's what is termed the capabilities of tenderness.
I haven't really understood what it means.
You haven't wanted to. It's a secret.
Yeah, I've had that little door closed for a long time.
It is a secret you've tried to keep from yourself, and yet it is evident.
Well, I've felt it in my energy some, so I know it's there.
Indeed. So that is what you must begin to open. Know you what is termed the observer. That part of you that watches.
Yeah.
Indeed. Let that part play with it. Let you watch how you interact, indeed, what energy moves when you are speaking to these beings, when you are in their presence, when you are doing certain things.
Okay, I hadn't thought about doing that, but I know how to do that.
Know you that tenderness moves slowly. If the touch is very fast, it is not tender, is it?
Mm-mm.
Then in what do you call these movements with the body that are very slow? What do you call
Tai
it?
Chi.
Tai Chi.
Indeed, do you this thing?
I've never done it.
It'll be a grand thing. Even if you get a book from a library and look at the moves and just begin to do them. Indeed.
I'll try that. That sounds good. We don't know that many people in San Diego,
I
so
understand this thing. There is, in this crew, which is not very large, by the way, most of you have cut yourself off from that sort of thing. It was a time to go inward, was it not?
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
And you have built strength. Now the last things to let go of here are the guilt about being so easy. Indeed. Who be you, Richard, to set yourself up as such a mighty being?
No.
But you can't help it, you are. Understand you? So why feel guilty about it? It is all right if you want it to be a secret. You don't have to tell everyone. That's not the point.
Mhm.
You must tell yourself. And there is a need for friends, people that you can be foolish around.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would like very much to find some. I mean, we have great ones here.
Understand you this thing, indeed. Well, there will be more traveling now.
Oh, good.
So you will see more of each other. There's a coming together. It's not something to be concerned about, but there will be some moves made.
So I don't really have to worry about leaving her with someone then?
Not
Without
at all.
her going through any trauma
Look at
because of
them.
that, or...
She might cry. I have noticed that the children here cry sometimes about this thing, indeed.
I just don't want her to develop an insecurity or something because of that.
It would be more insecurity if she does not realize that the whole world supports her.
Okay.
See you?
That's what I wondered too. I wasn't sure which way to...
And now you have laid this foundation of what is termed love,
Yeah.
indeed. There is no reason for you to think that she will not relate that to anyone else unless you keep her bound in that.
Okay.
So the thought must be changed here, within you,
Okay. That she'll be fine.
indeed.
Okay.
And that she will be loved the same.
Yeah. Oh, I know she'll be loved.
That it can be given there as well, and that this wondrous being can accept it there, indeed. A little model, you know, you do.
A little model.
That's what I said.
I
You know what is called beauty, those that give forth the image for the world to aspire to. This is this being. Beautiful being.
She's a treasure.
Many treasures, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Great teacher, too.
Let her teach others as well.
So, what do you recommend for us to do in Del Mar?
How do we, we're trying to figure out how to meet people or where to begin with it. It has been a little different having a small one than our normal
Of course.
methods.
I recommend that you start with being open. Now, it is that you can meet them anywhere. Indeed, desire you this with your heart.
Yes.
Be open and I shall see to it.
Okay.
But,
Bargain.
and be it that something comes to what is termed your awareness, that you feel to go to or to be around, do that.
Okay.
Indeed.
Oh, what happened about this healing thing?
What healing thing are you talking about?
A couple years ago, you told me you're gonna send me some guy. I forgot what his name was. Remember you asked me about my hands?
Oh yes, I have asked you about that. You've changed that. So why desire you to go back?
Okay. Well, forget about that.
So what desire you to do now? Be what is termed your whole being. All of that will be automatic. It is good to do some things with the party now. We've spoken about the movement, indeed. If you take the time, and even if you just do it for each other, and you do some massage, some rubbing, some movement of the energies, indeed.
Gaia principle. We need to have the same type of awareness and consciousness as the indigenous people. The Aboriginal people have been doing this for over 100,000 years. The following are the various messages I received from Gaia. May someday we truly listen to our Divine Mother before it's too late.
If I was to give you any advice, I would say, be kind to each other. If you truly did, the world around you would change for the better. The state of this world presently is in chaos. Kindness exists, yet so much darkness is on the land. Presently, you have a president who is a bully. As your mother, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. The world's strife is due to your anger with each other. You have forgotten the golden rule. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. This golden rule exists throughout the universe. Be kind to your environment. You are sawing the branch you are sitting on. You can destroy yourselves, and the earth will go on without you. Don't be so arrogant. Change your ways. Currently, your economical system is causing great harm to this planet. You can change for the better. Without kindness for all, you won't be able to solve these massive problems. When you are kind, you can think outside of the box. I have great wisdom. Lean on me. Be in harmony with me. Day by day, learn how to connect towards your mother. I'm always with you, yet you are oblivious of it. You are driving down the freeway of life with your cell phone in your hand. You think everything is all right in your life. You're just skimming the surface of the ocean of life. You only concentrate on the external and have forgotten your true nature. You have disconnected yourself from me. Many people are waking up from their slumber. By doing so, they will become in harmony with me. As more and more people get in harmony, the human consciousness will change for the better. War is totally unnecessary. War is obsolete. There will be a time in the future when you will see that you've been living in the dark ages. When you can clearly see the light within, your problems will disappear. You will have practical solutions to solve your problems. When you can see through the eyes of others, your awareness will change for the better. Be kind to all animals. You are the crown of creation, yet presently you are extremely arrogant and have lost your sense of duty. Your actions clearly come from your ego and your selfish way of life. There are millions of people on this planet who deeply care for the welfare of all animals, but your political and business systems are much to be desired. They care only for profits. If an animal can be eliminated due to being in the way of material profits, so be it. Quite frankly, many of your powerful business leaders and political leaders are bullies. Vote them out of office. Look for people who are running for office that are kind. If they aren't kind and run dark ads towards their opponents, don't vote for them. Don't vote for your party line. Vote for people who are kind. This is a practical way for your political system to change. Get rid of the bullies by voting. This is truly the way to change your political system. As your mother, I'm not a politician, yet I do know human nature. Your negative and dark ways never help humanity. So many people in power only are concerned for themselves and not for the people they represent. Kindness will go a long ways in all areas of your life. By being kind, you will learn how to balance your life. You won't be a workaholic. You will spend more time with your family. Your job will dictate that you can balance in all areas of life. Consequently, when you are working, your mental and physical state will be at the highest. You can get more done and be more productive. Presently, most people hate their jobs and are burned out due to stress. Be kind towards your land. You are killing it. Stop your food supply of GMOs and using pesticides. You are literally causing a slow death to all. Cancer is rampant all around the world. Think about this. Before 1900s, cancer was quite unknown. It existed, yet it was not prevalent. Today, it is rampant in your society. Look at all areas in life. Where there is a sense of being a bully, replace it with kindness. One by one, change your actions to be kind. By doing so, you will see that I've always been there. The world will see the harmony in life. The world will see through your eyes. Kindness will go a long way. People of all religions will respect one another. Everyone will see the thread of love tying us all together. Kindness is the way to totally transform your world. Act and be kind. I am very patient. God is patient. The universe is patient. Unfortunately, in the present moment in time, you are not. You explode when things don't go according to plan. There is a master plan which has its own time, not yours. Because of your lack of awareness, you are not in harmony. Consequently, you lack patience. Look at how patient nature and the universe is. The earth was created billions of years before you even came into existence. Do you think I ever got bored in the process? What's taking so long? When you came along, do you think I lacked patience and said, wow, these humans are slow to learn? They said patience is a virtue, yet many humans really don't like that saying. In your world, it's not a compliment. When you get upset due to being impatient, the other person will say, patience is a virtue. Most likely, this will put more gasoline on the fire. A person who is patient will be kind. A person who is patient will be tolerant of others. A person who is patient will express love and compassion for all. A person who is patient will live in the present, not the past or future. You can cultivate patience. You can plant the seed and take care of it day by day. It takes time to develop and grow. Each and every day, you can weed your garden. Each and every day, you can monitor your actions and train yourself to be patient. You won't succeed all at once. You will fall down many times. Remember, when you learn how to walk, you learn by your mistakes. You had a goal to learn how to walk. Over time, you achieve your goal. Learn how to meditate. This will put you in touch with your true nature. The goal is to be aware. The goal is to let go of all your stress. You created the stress. Nobody created it for you. You reacted to a situation and got stressed out. That, my friends, are of your own doing. Look, the more we become friends and family, the better your life will be and the world at large. Imagine you are walking with blindfolds, covering your eyes. You can't see, yet this has been going on for thousands of years. So you think this is my true state. We are telling you to take off the blindfolds and see your true nature. If the entire human race did this, your world would totally transform. That would be peace on earth. How do you think I feel at times? You are my creation, and yet you are too busy texting while driving. You are walking on me, yet totally oblivious to it. You call the indigenous people uncivilized, yet they spent each waking moment in tune with me. You are the uncivilized one. War has been going on for thousands of years. You have polluted me. Look, I'm not judging you, yet this is the way you treat. Is this the way you treat your mother? You have lost your ways. Fortunately, millions of people are waking up from their slumber. A new dawning is occurring. Be patient in all areas of life. Pay more attention to me. Pay more attention to your true essence. Shift your awareness from outward to inward. Spend more time in nature. Take a walk in the woods. Enjoy the fresh air. Walk on the beach and rejoice in the sounding of the waves. We are singing to you. Nature is alive, talking to you. Enjoy the birds flying in the sky. They are telling you a story. You were meant to fly inside. Get up in the morning with happiness that I'm alive. Be grateful and enjoy each and every moment. You are truly blessed. You are never alone. By waking up, you will be astonished that something so much greater is going on. We are just wearing blindfolds and can't see reality. Exciting times are coming to Earth and for mankind. They say love is what makes the world go around. Your true essence is love. A mother loves her child. It is built in. I love all my children. It is the essence of life. You have free will. At present moment in time, most humans have forgotten our divine connection. Isn't it kind of sad that I'm here and you're there, walking upon me in each and every moment of your life. Unfortunately, you have forgotten your divine connection to me. Many people are waking up from their slumber. Most indigenous people still maintain that connection. They have not forgotten how precious our relationship is. Most humans are so busy in their life that they never question why I'm alive. Is the earth aware? Am I missing a divine connection in life? You have a free choice. You can go as deep as you can to solve this puzzle, or you can simply never open the door inside of you. It's your decision. I don't judge you. I love all of my creation. These messages are hoping to inspire you to discover your true nature inside of you. By doing so, you will discover me. I have always been a part of you. As I said before, you are walking around with blinders, and you're thinking, I can see clearly. Love is desperately needed in the world today. The lack of love is what is being expressed in so much of the turmoil of the world. People are divided and express hate and anger towards each other. Once again, the world can change only when you change for the better. This is a moment-by-moment conscious effort. You can't just think I'll spend an hour on Sunday, and that's my commitment. If you want a connection to me, you must make the sincere and constant effort. You're rebuilding your mind and body to discover your true nature. In the process, you will once again discover me. You have all the incredible glimpses of me. You have heard my singing among the trees in the forest. You have ridden the ocean waves. You have walked barefooted on the sand. You have had so much fun building sandcastles. All of you have special animals that you love. You may have a dog or a cat, which you truly love. Now is the time where you can truly discover your inner connection to me and all of life. Your sense of love towards all can truly expand. When you can see through the eyes of all and have a love for all, is the true beginning of your journey. This journey will go on forever. It will never end. You and I are eternal. You can never truly die. Your body someday will dissolve back into me, yet your soul will return to God. We have such a divine relationship. I am all connected to all life because I am the Divine Mother. A mother is connected to their children no matter what happens. The choice is here. Ponder this over. I am always with you. There has never been a point in your history where you have the opportunity to discover your true nature as now. The world seems to be chaotic, which it is, yet millions of people are waking up from their slumber. It seems the stars are in alignment for your transformation, which they are. Since 2012, everything has changed. Humanity has passed the marker. Most humans thought we would have blown up the world by now. That didn't happen. Mankind is at a point in 100 years we won't even recognize your past. The entire human race is on verge of discovering their true nature. Your entire galaxy is focusing what is happening on planet Earth. I am so happy to see the progress that's going on. You may not see it yet, but the light is about to shine on your land. We are going from darkness to light. The golden age is near. The more you use your free choice to discover your true nature, the faster light will appear. You see, you hold the keys to heaven. They have always been there. In the midst of your fighting, the keys to peace have always been there. With your free will and free choice, open up the world within. Your entire world will change when you do. Every facet of your everyday life will change. Change is all around. Focus on kindness instead of hate and anger. Drop the old energies. They have been a part of you for thousands of years and never solved anything. Embrace kindness, love, compassion, tolerance, and patience. Day by day, let your inner garden grow. Pull your weeds, water your garden daily, meditate and pray. Before you say anything, monitor what are you going to say. Hesitate. Ask yourself, am I going to put gasoline on the fire? Or will these words be kind? Many people think kindness is weak, but kindness is the most difficult thing to do in the universe. Anyone can react with anger. You've been doing this for thousands of years. What has it gotten you? Nothing but war and misery. Humanity has been carrying around boulders for ever so long. The weight of depression has been making you depressed. Drop the boulders within. Ask for internal help. We can guide you, but you must take the necessary steps. I am your mother, yet as a mother, only you can take responsibility for your life. Nobody can do it for you. You must learn how to grow into your true human potential. Enjoy your life. Be happy. Be kind. Love each other. And in every moment you are alive. Try to spend time in nature. Try to connect to me. I am always there, but you aren't. Start to see through the eyes of others where your actions will be kind. We are all united, but due to your lack of awareness, you can't see it. Therefore, you treat others who are different than you with disrespect. Take care of your body. It's the only body you get. Remember, food is medicine. Try to change your diet and drop eating junk food. The food you put into your body directly affects your brain and emotions. Be open to new ways of doing things and new ways of thinking. There's a brand new way to look and operate in this world. Be excited. Be motivated. This life is an incredible journey. Take baby steps. Don't get bored with life. Make small changes day by day. That way, you won't get overwhelmed. This journey will at times give you curveballs. Relax and enjoy the ride. When a curveball comes your way, laugh at it. Humor is the best medicine. Humor will help you overcome any obstacle. I have a great sense of humor. I have seen it all. I have seen the good, bad, and ugly. Humor is the power to see through whatever comes your way. Ponder this over. These are a few practical steps you can take to open the door within. When Charles Darwin came up with his theory of evolution, his predominant theme was cooperation upon nature. He mentioned only a few times survival of the fittest. Yet all around the world today, the world has embraced survival of the fittest instead of cooperation. You see this everywhere. There is a winner and there is a loser. This is how you look at things. People lie and cheat to win. Winning is all-encompassing. It doesn't matter how you win, but the goal is to win at all costs. Many Olympians use illegal drugs to give them a better advantage. Your politicians will run negative campaigns to win office. Only the best will get high-paying jobs. It seems like your entire world is built on stress. It's built on competing. Only the strongest will survive. There are around 30 companies which control the economy of the entire world. They hold power over billions of people. These people can make or break nations. In Darwin discovered that nature cooperates with each other. For example, nature provides to you oxygen and you provide carbon dioxide. When nature cuts off your oxygen, then you won't be alive. There are forests today whose trees have roots where they are all united together. They don't fight and bicker with one another. They are in harmony. Nature is cooperating with each other. If you want peace on earth, one must learn how to cooperate by discovering your true nature. You will over time learn how. Your emotional mindset must change from survival of the fittest to cooperation. You see, it first begins in your mind. Your mind has been trained in the other direction. Even young children need to learn this. They have a toy and hold on to it for dear life. The parents teach the child to share the toy. Some eventually get it, while others never learn that basic lesson. You see, when we're out of harmony, the basic true human emotions are lost. You have fleeting glimpses of your true nature. It comes and goes. You're true to build a foundation of ethics without understanding your true nature. I'm amazed what the majority of people have developed on your planet. Without a foundation, majority of people try to lead good and decent lives. They love one another and cooperate with each other. These are exciting times. We can do great things together when you and I cooperate with each other. We can solve any problems on earth when we talk and sync with each other. You must learn to listen to your heart. You must learn to listen to your intuition. Your intellect will never comprehend me, but your heart can. Learn how to merge your intellect and your heart together. By doing so, you'll be able to be in harmony with me. You have been so distant for ever so long. How many times a day do you ever think about me? How many times a year? Have you ever thought about me? This is one reason why we have so much chaos in the world. If you aren't in harmony with nature, then your actions won't be in harmony. This will create a snowball effect. Multiply that by billions of people on your planet, and you get what I mean. Your mind is cloudy. Dust is on your inner mirror. You think everything is all right. Humanity is skimming the surface of the ocean of life. Your goal is to dive deep with the ocean of life and discover your true nature. The entire universe cooperates with each other. There's harmony among us. You have the opportunity to be in sync with me and the entire universe. Ponder this over. Cooperation is the foundation of life. Did anyone tell you that you are magnificent? You are totally loved by God. God will never judge you. I will never judge you. You have free will and free choice. Therefore, no matter what you choose, we love you. These messages are meant for you to ponder over. We wish that you think about what we are saying. We are saying that you are a part of God. You are eternal. You were never born, nor will you ever die. You existed before the dawning of the universe. You witnessed the birth of the galaxies and the stars. You were there when your sun was created. You were there when I was born. What could be more magnificent than that? Isn't it a paradox that you have forgotten your true nature? You struggle with life and think you are alone. You have forgotten how to be in harmony with the universe. You have free will and free choice. You can choose to reach for the stars or live in total darkness. Life is like a video game. Which level are you playing? You can always learn and advance in the video game of life. You can solve this precious puzzle. Maybe the purpose of free choice is to see where you take your life. There are two ways to live. One is in darkness, and the other is towards the light. It's easy to live in darkness. Just look at your past. Wars have been fought for thousands of years. They haven't solved anything. Now striving for the light takes effort and free choice. To control your mind is probably the most difficult thing to do in the universe. Yet, you can do it. The time is right. Never before have this grand opportunity. Even the earth is aligned with stars to enhance your journey in life. People are slowly waking up all around the world. How would you like to live in kindness, love, and compassion? How would you like to live in patience, tolerance, and have a divine sense of humor? Life will still throw you curveballs, yet you will slowly learn to hit the ball out of the park. Even if you don't do this, you'll be able to get on base. You will learn not to strike out or get frustrated when a curveball comes your way. How would you like to know that I'm always holding you in my arms? You can look at nature and see me anywhere. You will rejoice at seeing the ducks and geese fly into the sky. You will rejoice at seeing them fly in formation in the sky. You will get intoxicated listening to their honking. Many of you do. Many of you don't see the majesty and consider them a nuisance while their droppings drop on your car. At that moment, a curveball is thrown, and you can simply smile. How would you like to wake up in the morning and be truly grateful? You are alive. You can be kind and compassionate towards all. You love to take care of your body. You love to eat good food and exercise. You realize this is the only body you have while you're alive. You love to pray and meditate. There is so much incredible learning on this journey of life. You love to work in your inner garden. Daily, you love to pull your inner weeds and water. You love to tend to your garden. The mysteries of the universe are being revealed to you. You love your fellow man. You love the diversity of all the different paths people take. You can see the thread of love tying us all together. You begin to rejoice in the diversity of life and experience how incredible it is. Your workplace becomes a playground. Yes, still issues will come up, yet you can handle them. everyone will slowly realize that all work supports us all. As humanity, we are reaching for the stars. Mankind will slowly solve many problems that existed for thousands of years. Slowly, anger and hate will disappear into the night, where it will never appear again. You see, you're about to go to a higher level in the video game of life. Light dispels the dark. This is how anger and hate gets dissolved. When you embrace the light, your negative emotions will totally disappear. Ponder this over. This may seem like a grand fairy tale, which it is. You're majestic. You're beloved by God. I love you. Are you still young at heart? Can you play like two puppies chasing each other? Can you play like young kittens playing with a ball of string? Can you play like two dolphins chasing each other in the ocean? Can you play like polar bears, cubs rolling in the snow? Can you play like young birds chasing each other in the sky? Can you play like young children stomping in puddles of water when it's raining and feeling so much delight? Where is your playfulness? Did it disappear long ago? The entire universe is playing. The entire universe is rejoicing. The entire universe has a great sense of humor. The entire universe is laughing. Can you laugh at yourself and others? Are you so serious that you have lost touch of your true nature? Have you lost yourself in the politics of today and fear of the future? Do you flame others late into the night? Do you have trouble sleeping because of the world around you? Do you take life so seriously? Bugs Bunny once said, "Don't take life so seriously because you will never get out of it alive." The part of our problem is to discover me and for you to discover your true nature. You must have the innocence of a child. You see, your intellect can never understand me. By being serious and intellectual, you have distanced yourself from me and your Creator. You don't need suffering and pain to discover me. You don't need intense hardships to discover me. You don't need to sacrifice your life to discover me. All you need is the laughter of the child. All you need is a smile on your face. All you need is to wake up each morning and rejoice that today is an incredible day. I'm alive and grateful. Heaven is a state of mind. Unfortunately, as we become adults, we lose our sense of humor. We can't laugh at ourselves and the world at large. We become mature adults. Well, not quite mature. A truly mature person is kind, loving, and compassionate. A true mature adult laughs easily. A true mature adult has patience and tolerance for all. A true mature adult is wise and monitors his words and actions. A true mature adult is constantly paying attention within. The entire universe is young at heart. It may be eternal, but it is never boring. Many people, as they age, get bored with life. How many people die when they get older because they are so bored they can't wait to die? This is the situation for so many people on this planet. Imagine, I'm always there watching over you, and you think you are alone. Nature is all around you to remind you of the beauty and majestic of being alive. Yet you are bored. From that boredom, mankind creates so many unnecessary and harmful addictions. Just look at so many Catholic priests molesting so many young boys. Look at so many famous people using their power to sexually assault innocent young. Unfortunately, mankind is a mixture of light and dark. Darkness has been prevalent for thousands of years. What you think is correct is wrong. There is an expression that says, what you think you want, you don't need. What you need, you don't want. So many people have heard these messages and think, I don't need this. I'm satisfied with my life. Why do I need to pursue this? It will take too much time and energy. Ponder this over. Can you laugh at life? Where is your inner child? Let's look at 1,000,000 years in the future. Where are we going? Did you know that humanity and Gaia became united? Humanity reaches a level where their awareness becomes a part of the universe. Earth has graduated. Earth has evolved to a point where the entire universe is dancing in joy. Free will and free choice leads man to go from darkness to light. It was quite the adventure. There were times when we thought you wouldn't make it. 2012 was a turning point, and humanity never looked back. At times, it seemed like darkness was in total control. After 2012, it seemed like wherever you look, darkness reared its ugly head. What was happening? That the light was beginning to shine, and darkness had no place to hide. Well, it took 1,000,000 years for man to totally transform. Humanity reached a level where they became one with the sun, moon, and stars. There was a unified state of consciousness on Earth. What was the next step in evolution? What if I told you that your Earth was seeded from another galactic civilization? This has been going on for trillions of years. Imagine this is an incredible video game. You start from darkness and work your way up to the level of light. You don't know if you're going to make it to the next level. It's by free choice and free will. Imagine your DNA contained the blueprints of God. Imagine there were an advanced civilization whose prime directive was to plant the seeds on Earth. Humans were given these blueprints of God. It was in their DNA. The journey begins. Before 2012, life was a constant struggle. War was the only constant thing in your world. Anger ruled the land. People lost touch of their true nature. Well, since 2012, mankind advanced through the video game of life. Slowly, humanity united and solved all the problems which came their way. They began to live in harmony, and their awareness was totally transformed. It's hard to put in words because it's out of the box than how we live today. You see, we live in a linear world that they found out to totally transform and live in a multi-dimension world, or the quantum world. Scientists today would totally marvel at this way of living. Imagine that the entire Earth became one and was aware of it. There is a unified field of consciousness. Humanity reached a level in awareness to help bring another world to go through the same transformation that we did. You see, we went through the stages from going from A to Z and beyond. We went through the video game of life. We went through the struggles of free choice and made it. Many Earth-like bodies don't. Many destroy themselves. So it was a big deal. We were going to be parents and help another Earth-like planet discover the video game of life. We plant the DNA seeds for another world. You see, this has been going on for eternity. This is an incredible game of God. You are eternal. You will never die. Mankind and Gaia graduated and are another incredible mission. This time, they help another Earth-like planet go from darkness to light. It's a glorious day in the, in the neighborhood. The universe is rejoicing. Come home. Come home. Come home. I am always whispering to you to come home. You are out in the freezing rain and have forgotten the fire in your true home. You walk upon me daily, yet you are only aware of the cell phone you are carrying. It seems to me a cell phone is one more layer of abstraction that keeps you from knowing me. Yes, it's an incredible tool to have, yet billions of people place their entire world around the phone. Is there any message that is truly going to help you discover your true nature? Yet you get lost along the way. How many lifetimes will it take for you to recognize me? Look, I'm not judging you. I'm calling a spade a spade. I see the suffering you're in. Don't you want me to help you? I'm always with you. Your indigenous people on this sacred earth are aware of me. They try to live in harmony with me and have a sacred connection. It seems like the song, "You pave paradise and put up a parking lot," is almost the norm today. Quite frankly, you can do better than that. Because you have forgotten your divine connection to me, you have wreaked havoc on my creation. You're throwing garbage into your own living room. Once again, I'm not judging you, but it's true. You have a president who has more concerns about making profits and is going backwards when it comes to the environment. Many people are cheering him along the way. Yes, it's true that light will dispel darkness. You can see chaos all around you. My frank advice is to vote for people who are kind and decent. Get rid of the old negative energies of power over others. Kindness is the key. If a person is kind, they will make laws that are beneficial towards all. Stop spending trillions of dollars on your defense. Spend that money on cleaning up your environment. Spend it on education. Spend it on creating a better infrastructure. Spread your wealth around. You can solve the poverty issue. Make sure everyone can have a decent meal to eat. There's more than enough food on this planet. You see, the more you are in alignment with me and your true self, the world will be a better place. It's as easy as that. When the will can truly drop anger and hatred towards all, is the starting point of a mature society. Your present society has much to be desired. Darkness has been around for thousands of years. Look, you are still fighting. You've been in Afghanistan for over 17 years and no end in sight. How many trillions of dollars have been wasted? You will never win this war until you make peace with the other side. You can have a collaboration between the two sides and work together to rebuild the country. Look, I've been around for a long time. I have direct experience with your past. I held your ancestors in my arms when they died. I know what I'm talking about. War is not the answer. Your politicians do and are proud of it. You think it's an honor to send young people to fight a battle that could have been prevented. It's so easy to send into battle when you don't have the common sense to come up with a practical solution. War is obsolete. It's time to remove that barbaric process within your mind. Vote out all politicians out of office who still hold that concept, and we'll start another war. These are practical things that humanity can take. This will only happen with you when you strive to be a truly mature being. Your maturity level currently is less than a kindergartner. Look at the bickering in your Congress today. Most young kids are more mature. You don't see chaos on the playgrounds that you see in Congress today. At least on the playground, when some kid gets upset and hits another person, there's a timeout. Eventually, both kids will solve this issue and continue to play. It seems your Congress can't do that. They're so angry and polarized towards each other. I'm saying that the politicians represent your state of awareness. You voted them in. When you become more mature and act like a human being with kindness, the entire process will begin to change. Ponder this over. You hold the piece of the puzzle. The world and I need you. You are the crown of creation. Yet at this present moment, you have not lived up to this. You are my custodians, keeping care of all my creatures. Do you remember that? What have you done? You would be sued by your creator for your neglect. Except you have free will and free choice. God and I don't judge you. We may give hints and pointers along the way. We have only pure love for humanity. This pure love resides inside of you. We think it's crazy that there are poachers in this world, killing animals for money. How dark can you get when a person is oblivious to the light? His actions can be totally insane. And that's why it's called a black market. It seems like everything can be killed for or bartered for when it comes to my creation. As I said in my last message, you're dumping trash into your living room. How crazy is that? Yet you are oblivious to that. You are unconscious, yet humanity is sawing off the branch it is sitting on. The only way to clean up the mess you created is to discover your true nature. You must once again discover me. We must walk hand in hand together. It's your choice. It's your free will. You see, darkness can only go so far. The light is beginning to shine. The sun is arising on your planet. The faster you embrace the light, the faster peace will come into the earth. Only you can change. I can't do the work for you. That's why it's called free choice. You're at the level in the video game where you're tired of the darkness. You don't like the craziness of the world. You're tired of war. You're tired of the bickering and fighting for thousands of years. This is the point when you start to wake up and advance to another level. This is the point where you become more mature. This is the point where you can learn from your past mistakes. When a human being realizes that he has an internal garden, he begins to start to take responsibility for it. Day by day, he holds the weeds and takes care of the garden. He waters his garden with love, patience, and kindness. He begins to be aware of his direct connection to me and to God. He begins to realize that we have always been there. You have just been asleep. When one begins to experience the divinity within on a moment-by-moment basis, his life will turn around. This is why we say, you are a piece of the puzzle. Your piece is needed in the puzzle of life. Mankind made a conscious decision to go to the next level. Many people thought you were going to blow this planet up. This is not the case. You see, you might not be aware that human consciousness made a decision to embrace the light. Since 2012, you've seen so many dark events. When the light comes into the picture, darkness has no place to hide. You see this in all areas of life. These are exciting times for the planet. In a short time, maybe a billion years, you will stop and realize that 2012 was a major marker for humanity. You are about to be morphed and changed into something so incredible. You are like the butterfly. Presently, you are the worm who is building a cocoon. Someday, humans and I will be one. We will be aware of the entire universe. That will be the day. Presently, this is only a dream that this will happen. You are reaching for the stars. Enjoy the next levels of the video game of life. Remember, this video game will go on forever. Never give up. Majority of people have been incredible human beings for thousands of years. Unfortunately, there has been a few bad apples which have been in control on this planet. You see, they like to control you and manipulate. They love darkness and can't stand the light. Yet the light eventually will shine on this planet. The darkness will someday disappear into the night. No matter what happens to you, never give up. There's a divine order to things. Life is meant to give you some curveballs along the way. This is how you learn. I am your mother and can give you motherly advice. The more you pay attention and focus within, the better the connection will be with me. Try to connect to me in your daily life. Just like your mother may have died some time ago, you can still connect to her by your sweet memories. Your mother is a part of you. Your light will never disappear. Hold on to it and make it brighter day by day. You are magnificent. You are glorious. Words truly can't describe the true essence of your soul. Exciting times are for your future. Never give up. You are just about there. You may think that life is a hard journey. Take a few more steps and you will get a second wind. The finish line is just over your horizon. You are about to discover who you truly are. Mankind has gone through all sorts of adventures for thousands of years. Darkness prevailed for thousands of years. They won many battles, but did not win the war. Light is beginning to shine on your world. The sun is arising. Realize all your dreams of peace on earth is coming. Never give up. You are always supported. Ask for eternal help. Ask to be aware of our presence. Make a constant effort. Remember, the more you use free choice and free will, the better the connection will be. You see, only by free choice and free will can you grow. The change will only happen when you use your free will. It's as simple as that. I'm your mother and personal coach on this journey of life. My help is always there, yet you have to be spiritually mature enough to listen to me. What I'm saying is, by discovering your true nature inside of you, can we be reconnected. You have only focused externally, and by doing that, you have forgotten your true nature. At times, you may get fleeting glimpses, but it disappears. You have not been listening to the radio within. The song of love is constantly playing. This is the most beautiful song in the universe, yet your mind is not tuned in. Your mind is distracted by this world. Your mind is in survival mode. You can learn how to tune your mind constantly with the radio within. The universe is broadcasting within. Listen to the station, KGOD. Become one with it. Your life will truly change for the better. Millions of people are listening to this radio channel. Their lives are being totally transformed. You see, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Discover your true nature. Ponder this over. You are a piece of this incredible puzzle. This is the last message for this book. I love you more than you realize. I hold you in my arms forever, for I am your earthly mother. As a mother, I adore my creation. I think it is quite significant. Rejoice in the world around you. Pay attention to nature. It is speaking to you in all its glory. As I said, humanity is skimming the surface on the ocean of life. My advice is to get wet and discover your true nature. This is an ocean of love. What have you got to lose? Your anger and pain will go away. The ocean of life is all around you. You were meant to discover your true nature inside of you. I have held a dream for ever so long that humanity will once again come back home. This dream has been carried on for thousands of years. Darkness and separation have been the consciousness of man. Yet in this present moment, the sun is about to rise. Millions of people are beginning to wake up. It is a glorious day. I hope you take these messages to heart. They are simple, not complicated. Love is simple. Kindness is simple. Patience is simple. Just look at a newborn child. The child just smiles. It has nothing to prove. A wise man just smiles. He has nothing to lose. I am your mother. Our love is simple and will always be. I have nothing to prove. My love is unconditional. I do not judge you. You have free will and free choice. Only you can choose peace on earth. Only you can change yourself. Only you can discover the diamond within. Only you can once again experience me in your daily life. We can walk side by side. I always hold you in my arms. You can make the choice to be aware of it. You are the universe. You just don't know it. This is not a cliche. This is the truth. You are magnificent. You are not born a sinner. You came from God, and you will return to God. God lives inside of you. This is not a cruel joke, but a reality. You've been looking for peace outside of yourself. Peace lives inside of you. All your great teachers have told you the same thing. Humanity is waking up. It is up to you. You hold the piece of the puzzle. Humanity's movie of life is coming to a climax. This movie has so much drama. But here's the catch. You can change the ending to what you truly want. Man's dream has been peace on earth. You are the main character in this movie. The ending is dependent upon what role you take. It is a simple yet powerful role. You seek with free will and free choice. You decide the outcome of your movie of life. Ponder this over. I love you and support you. I'm always with you.
Bandaya, name for Australia. Earth is a living being. Bandaya, the body of Australia by the late Ninjarine elder David Mowajari, the early 1900s. The squares are the areas where the communities are representative, and their symbols and the language of the different tribes in this country from long time ago. The lines are the way the history stories traveled around these trade routes. They are all interconnected. It's the pattern of the sharing system. In history, the flood started up north and went all through the country. We call this land Ruri Mala, stoop because it's sloping down, and the whole of Australia is called Bandian in Nigerian. The front we call Wadi, the belly section, because the continent is laying down flat on its back. It is just sticking out from the surface of the ocean. Inside the body is Wungad, the snake. She grows all of nature on the outside of her body. The sides are Angui Dujui rib section. This rib section goes right across the country above the navel. Uluru is the navel, the center, Wanget. The part below the navel is Wambut, the public section. There, the pubic section. There's a woman's section, Nanjabut, and a man's section, Ambut. On the sundown side and in the east, the connection extends out to the islands because it was a bigger continent before the flood. Sacred sites, sacred sites. A person can travel to a sacred site, yet be totally ignorant of the surroundings. Many people go to Uluru, considered to be the navel of the earth. You can come as a tourist and simply nod at the surroundings. One can come with the mindset of being aware of the Dreamtime state, and the doors will open for you. The stomach region represents true wisdom and intuition. Without these two qualities, one can't enter the Dreamtime state. Intuition is the key. As Westerners, we were taught to ignore our intuition. Thereby, we see the world solely as physical. Our mindset is only external. We may see a beautiful sunset, yet we see only 1% of the light spectrum. That 1% allows us to see the beauty. Imagine if you could see and sense that everything is alive. That makes a huge difference. How our lives would change if we could see that. Every moment of our lives would be different than how we approach life today. Instead of merely looking forward to the weekends, one would appreciate each and every moment. One could dive daily into the Dreamtime state and go deeper and deeper into it. This state of awareness already exists inside of you, yet we don't have the eyes to see. The indigenous cultures all around the world have cultivated the garden within. Most Westerners don't even know there's an inner garden. Many of my intellectual friends say, "What garden are you talking about? I don't see the inner garden." Precisely, that's my point. A tourist just skims the surface of a sacred site. A man of wisdom sees with inner eyes and sees the sacred sites. It's a matter of cultivating wisdom and intuition that one can see through inner eyes. A tourist sees only external. A person of wisdom sees both external and internal. We have both inner sight and external sight. A tourist may go to a sacred site and carry on mundane conversations. I remember the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase. They went to the Grand Canyon. Clark Griswold, a.k.a. Chevy Chase, gets out of the car and takes a picture. He then nods his head and gets into the car and drives away. When I lived in Maui, Japanese visitors would get out of the car at the Iowa Valley and do the same thing. The only thing that mattered was taking the picture. See, I was there. A wise man enters into silence and can see what truly is going on. Everything is alive and conscious. Even the rocks and soil can talk to you. The entire universe is conscious and aware. We are just texting on the freeway of life. No wonder our world is so messed up. Need I say more? Walking pilgrimage. Pilgrimage. A journey, especially a long one, made to some sacred place as an act of religious devotion. Many people think how crazy it is that the Aborigine people walk upon the bush. Why, it's nothing but desert. Yet, they've been doing it for thousands of years. The definition of a pilgrimage is as follows. 1. A journey of a pilgrim, especially one to a shrine or sacred place. 2. The course of life on earth. Life is a sacred journey. Imagine a culture making sacred journey in all directions in Australia for thousands of years. As Westerners, we have no idea of the sacredness of these walkings. The ones who understand the Dreamtime state comprehends these mysteries. We can walk both internally and externally, both at the same time. The land and animals talk to us. By entering into the silence, the universe speaks its great wisdom. Many people, foolish people, would say these journeys have no meaning. The elders would probably simply smile. They have nothing to prove or say. One who experienced the silence smiles at life. The entire universe is conscious and aware. Yet we are texting on the freeway of life. Can you imagine every square inch in Australia has been crisscrossed? There's a web tying everything together. This web is unity for all. The thread of love is tying everything together. This includes all animate and inanimate objects. The universe is alive and aware. Yet we are oblivious of this fact. Every moment is a sacred journey, and the Aborigines know that. A sacred pilgrimage is both a sacred event and a mundane activity to survive. It depends on your state of mind. For the average person, it would be torture. They wouldn't get the point of it all. All the comforts you have at home would not be there. But nature takes care of us. There is a bonding with Gaia, planet Earth, and all beings. The whole universe is tied together. Through silence, one can be in harmony with all the ancestors. What greater thing than that? In the West, people mourn when a loved one dies. I'm sure the Aborigines do the same thing. But there's a huge difference. The ancestors have simply moved into another room in the mansion of life. Here's the clincher. Through silence, one can tap into and receive guidance from them. You are never alone. We just think we are. Mankind needs to cultivate this awareness in every moment. Our survival depends on it. We can make our lives a precious pilgrimage. Life is sacred, yet we don't see it. We are not in harmony with Gaia and the universe. We are blaring the radio and thinking by doing so it can bring true happiness. We are like leaves blowing in the wind. A wise man learns through the silence that in the center of a hurricane lies perfect calm. The winds can't touch you. A pilgrimage allows one to see and experience the sacred journey. We will never stop learning and growing. This is the journey of life. There is no final destination. The journey is in the walking. One can walk for 1 trillion years, and there will always be a next step to take. Mankind is walking without any sense of direction or purpose. We are oblivious to our surroundings. We trample upon this precious earth. The earth is a commodity to take ownership of. We own our land. We pollute the earth as there are no consequences. I need that gas-guzzling car. I need a mansion. Why? Because my friends and neighbors will be jealous. It's all egocentric driven, with a mindset at large. No wonder the world is in such a feeble state of existence. We have everything backward. The indigenous people all throughout the world have been true caretakers and custodians of the land. Maybe, just maybe, we should learn from them.
Epiphany. The following is the definition for epiphany. 1. An appearance or manifestation, especially of a divine being. 2. A usually sudden manifestation or perception of the essential nature or meaning of something. 3. An intuitive grasp of reality through something such as an event, usually simple and striking. 4. An illuminating discovery, realization, or discourse. 5. A revealing scene or moment. I first heard this term from Joseph Campbell for The Power of Myth. Since then, my understanding, awareness of this word has grown tremendously. Only by entering the Dreamtime state and the state of silence can one understand this. There is an infinite well that lies within. All the secrets of the universe lie within. The universe is shy. She won't dish out hidden secrets at our beckoning or calling. In the beginning, a man meditates on the universe. After some point in time, the universe starts meditating on you. This is where true epiphanies take place. The universe reveals itself when one is ready. Imagine the culture for their Aborigine people have been focused upon walking in the Dreamtime state in each and every moment. By doing so, they're opening to infinite epiphanies. There will never be a time where one can clap their hands and say, I learned all there is. Epiphanies can come from a humble state of mind. One must be full of gratitude towards Gaia and the universe. Their Aboriginals had this state of mind. They were custodians of the land. They didn't own it. Westerners tend to believe we can own the land and consume it without any repercussions. In fact, consumerism is the de facto standard for Western civilization. We are sawing off the branch that we are sitting on. Just think the Dreamtime state exists, yet mankind is oblivious to this. The problem, man has focused solely externally without paying the slightest to within. No wonder we are in such a mess. A simple concept like Dreamtime, or entering into the silence, is beyond their comprehension. We are stunted in our awareness. The Dreamtime state is all around us, yet we don't have the eyes to see. It's like, how can a fish drown in water? We are drowning in our own arrogance and ignorance. We think external intelligence is the answer to life. Yet the indigenous people knew that in each and every moment, the earth and universe are alive. This is where all epiphanies take place. In my eyes, Western man needs this precious understanding to survive. We can't continue our antiquated ways. All scientists know that we need to change desperately in order for humanity to survive. Yet technology can't solve all the problems. A great shift in awareness must take place. Mankind needs to embrace the Dreamtime state of existence. This is our true nature. Even quantum scientists know this vast energy field is beyond time and space. It exists in all the known and unknown dimensions. It exists in all universes. Only by being in harmony with Gaia and the universe can we solve our problems. Our human intellect can't solve this. There has to be a permanent shift in awareness in mankind for these changes to take place. To be honest, this will take a lot. Our present-day world has destroyed much of this ancient wisdom. We have almost decimated their culture. This is why there must be partnering with the Aborigines and the outside world. We must change in ways that the outside world can relate to. Again, epiphanies will occur for this transformation to occur. Many elders like Auntie Munya Anna Andrews understands this concept. We must change and meld for the average Westerner to understand and practice this state of awareness. I hope this book will help ask some basic questions so the dialogue can occur. I live in the United States. These precious concepts should be implemented in society. There is a way to morph and change, where the concepts may change, yet the Dreamtime state can be entered in many different ways. The quantum state is infinite. On this planet is a myriad of different ways to enter the Dreamtime state. I think when society at large understands that nobody or culture holds the keys, but we all have an inner key to the door within, this realization will bring patience and tolerance for those who walk a different path than we do. The path of self-realization begins inside of us. Ponder this over. Life is meant to be full of epiphanies. Each moment is a miracle. Each moment we breathe in and out. The entire universe is keeping us alive. Soles of our feet. Souls. The journey leads to songline tracks, which lead to the dreaming tracks. It's important to remember that the Wajina walked everywhere. David Moharlajari. Sacred ancient wisdom is never lost. The footprints of wisdom exist everywhere on the land. A person just needs to enter a different state of consciousness to pick up the wisdom. The following is a quote by Auntie Munya Andrews. Take off your shoes. Feel the wisdom and sacred knowledge walking barefoot. There is a reason why the soles of our feet and souls relate to each other. The earth speaks to us all the time, yet we are too busy to listen. Jina means feet. To be honest, when I first started meditating, I didn't understand the relationship between heaven and earth. I just wanted to be out of here. Yet the longer I practiced, the more I saw there's a direct relationship between heaven and earth. The Kabbalists say the goal is to have your feet on the ground and your head in heaven. We meditate to uplift humanity. We are all in the same boat on the journey of life. The indigenous people have taught me that there is a direct relationship between Earth and the universe. There is a thread tying us all together. The Earth is a living being. It is our earthly mother. To be honest, it took me years to understand that principle and to have that kind of awareness. Walking barefoot on the earth is a sacred thing to do. One gets grounded with the earth and can communicate with her. The soul becomes united with the spirit of the earth. This occurs when a person enters the Dreamtime state of awareness. Note, this state is our true state. This state is our precious home. The Aborigine people have focused over 100,000 years on being in harmony with this state. Everything is sacred. The sun, moon, and stars, the rocks, rivers, and all animals. Everything is created by the great spirit of life. You and I are one. There is no difference. Yet presently mankind only sees division. This division is tearing us apart. We can't sustain this forever, or we will face the consequences of our actions. Note, Mother Nature does not need us. We need Mother Nature. There must be a blending between the indigenous cultures and the Western culture to survive. Our Western civilization is focused solely on the external. We are consumers. The indigenous try to walk between two worlds. They focus on the internal and external. Just think ultimately, There's no difference between the inner and outer worlds. It's a matter of perception. Scientists know that we only see 1% of the light spectrum. Just think the operating system, hardware, and software was put into place when you were born. Yet humanity did not turn on the sacred computer of life. Everything is hooked up properly. We were custom designed by the Creator. We have free will and understanding. Maybe it's about time to turn on the computer of life and communicate with our true nature. Walking with the souls on earth is the same walking between the two worlds of existence. Walking on earth is physical, while walking within is communicating with your soul and beyond. There's a great quantum soup where we all come from. Everything created in this seen and unseen world is contained in this soup. Talk to a quantum scientist and he will say the same thing. He may use different words, yet the essence is the same. The Aboriginals at a deep level knew the interconnectedness between life.
While I was living in Sedona, I was in this seminar where the leader was going to put us on a fire walk. The purpose of the fire walk was for individuals to go beyond their fears. By walking across fire and not getting burned, it has an amazing effect on the human psyche. We all participated in building the fire. We all gathered wood. There was a small ceremony and the fire was lit. When the coals were nice and hot, the leader said a prayer and he walked across the burning coals. There was probably around 40 of us. One by one, we started to walk over the coals. When it was my turn, I said to myself, well, there it goes, and slowly walked over the coals. I didn't burn myself, nor did anyone I know. I was ecstatic. I walked over the coals probably 5 times. Each time I walked over the coals, I became more confident in myself. The last time, a coal even got stuck between my toes, but nothing happened. It was an incredible experience to walk beyond your fears. Fears are meant to be embraced. We are all scared to do certain things. We should take a look at our fears and see that at times they are nothing. They can't harm us, but they can stop us from performing some action that will help us grow. I try to see fears as my friend. I try to get to know it. When I first moved to Hawaii, I was scared of the big waves. These waves would have so much power. Since then, I've trained myself and spent time in the water. Now I love when the surf is overhead. It is all facing our fears and doing practical things to overcome them. I trained myself to be in overall physical condition. Then when the surf was up, I was in top mental, emotional, and physical health. By overcoming my fears, I feel at home in the water. I can take off on large waves and experience a ride of a lifetime. In the end, all of us has fears that we have to face. Let's face the monster. After all, in the end, we will see it's not so bad after all.
Voodoo. The following is what I learned from Auntie Munya Andrews. Teachings are at sunrise and sunset. Parents or grandparents heat their hands and touch babies and children to different parts of their bodies. Scientists know to program the subconscious, a tactile feeling such as heat reinforces the ability to directly program the subconscious. The Aborigines knew this 100,000 years ago. Western scientists just discovered this in the last 50 years. The hands represents honesty and being thankful, truthful. Don't steal, that is not yours. Touch forehead, don't be big-headed. You are no more important than someone else. Mouth, avoid gossip. Don't say bad things about people. Voodoo talks about sharing and caring throughout your life. Contribute to the community. It brings the essence of the Dreamtime state to the everyday life experience. Birds taught Aborigines to sing. Here's an article I found that was quite revealing. This is from Popular Science. Reading this article gave me a better understanding that the Aboriginals said that birds taught them to sing. Through silence, one may attain the capability to communicate with nature. Entering into the listening state, all sorts of wisdom and understanding occurs. Because Western man is focused solely externally, we have lost this ability. The indigenous have kept up this ability. How to decode the secret language of birds? Learn to translate tweets by Benji Jones, October 27th, 2018. A little bird once told me, well, a lot, that twittering songs isn't just the sound of relaxation, a sign or spring, or nature's alarm clock. It's a language that can convey valuable information to the trained ear, even when that ear belongs to a human. With each real-world chirp, cheep, and melody, the bird is sending a potent message. It might be a male's love poem designed to woo a comely female, or show a strength, warning other birds to back off. Often that seemingly carefree song serves as an alarm call, indicating that a predator is on the prowl, or a human is lumbering down the trail ahead. For millennia, wild creatures have been listening into these messages, and for good reason. When a robin sees a predator like a coyote, for example, it will sound the alarm. Short, low, and high-pitched shrieks, and often prey-like squirrels will heed that warning. But rodents aren't the only mammals to interpret a conversation between birds. For centuries, Native Americans have relied on so-called bird language to learn the whereabouts of people and other animals that would otherwise remain invisible to the human eye. A lot of indigenous people have been using bird language to know where mega predators are, says Pina Otis Simpotos Lloyd, co-founder of Queer Nature, who leads courses on bird language. They are able to decipher how birds communicate and warn each other in the forest. Learning bird language isn't just a strategy once used to survive. According to Heather Durham, a bird language expert at Wilderness Awareness School, it's also a tool to establish a more an intimate connection with nature. To notice and understand these sorts of dramas unfolding all around us at all times makes the world a far more interesting place, she wrote in an email. There's no Rosetta Stone for bird language, but anyone with finely tuned ears, keen observation skills, and plenty of practice and patience can learn to translate songs into information. Here's a beginner's guide to learning the avian alphabet. Pick a perch. Start by finding a comfortable place outside. It could be in your backyard, a nearby park, or even in your home by a window. Ideally, you want to settle down in a diverse habitat that's far from human disturbances, exclaimed John Young in his seminal book-language book, What the Robin Knows. A spot with a good field of view and a meeting of habitat will yield a higher diversity of birds and animals to observe, he wrote. Once you find the right place, stick to it. The more time you spend in one location, the more familiar you'll become with its inhabitants, which means you won't have to start from scratch each time you go on a listening trip. When you arrive at your perch, Dern says, sit still for at least 20 minutes. This gives the animals time to get used to your presence. To get started, she wrote, go out, sit down, and pay attention. Find common birds with a lot to say. Now that you're settled, look for common songbirds that forage or nest on the ground. They're more likely to detect predators on the forest floor, and as a result, have much more to say, according to Young. Young also recommends that you choose species that stick to the same small territory year-round. That way you get to know birds in each season, noting how their behavior and calls change. Males of many species, for example, exhibit a wider repertoire of calls in spring. Of course, not everyone is well versed in the birds that fit all these criteria. So Young listed a few birds that make great teaching subjects: American robins, junco, song sparrow, catbirds, cardinals, red-winged blackbirds. Become familiar with baseline calls. Once you narrow your focus to a species or two, such as the familiar robin or charismatic red cardinal, start paying attention to baseline vocalizations. According to Young, these sounds fall into broad categories such as song, complaint calling, and aggression. Though they won't tell you much about threats, they'll help you establish a baseline of bird calls from your area of observation. Eventually, this makes it much easier to detect alarm calls. Distinguishing song is simple. Learn for rhythmic melodies like those of the American robin. These are especially easy to pick out in the early morning during spring, when males are performing for prospective mates. You can get a clue as to whether a bird has found a mate by how much he's singing, says Kevin Kaufman, field editor at Auburn Magazine and longtime birdie. If you have trouble identifying any particular song, check out a digital bird guide like Auburn's Guide to North American Birds. These typically feature songs as well as descriptions. Deciphering companion calls, which mated pairs use to communicate, requires a bit more patience. First, you need to find a couple. Young suggests looking for song sparrows or cardinals. Then listen to how they talk to each other in a series of soft cheeps. According to Wilderness Awareness School, you can think of companions calling as akin to murmuring to your spouse over a dinner table. Similar to identify calls of aggression, you can look for a particular behavior, often a territorial display. During breeding system, which happens in spring for most species, keep your eyes peeled for a standoff. Two male birds pose at either side of the lawn, flapping their feathers and squawking as you say, "Back off, this is my land." They often compete like this because more territory means more resources, such as nesting sites and food. Learning baseline calls will give you a glimpse into the world of songbirds and all its drama. Who's looking for love, who's angry with whom, and who's in a relationship. Once you do it, it'll be much more easier to detect when something is amiss. Listen for alarms. When birds detect a threat, be it a crash-diving kite or slithering serpent, they sound the alarm. As naturalists are learning, Durham says, each warning call may encode specific information about the threat down to the species of predator. In her own backyard, she noticed that sparrows and tobies sound a different alarm for the lazy, well-fed cat who couldn't be bothered to stalk anything than for the lean, scrappy, feral cat who subside mostly on birds, she says. The former would elicit a general announcement, a lackadaisical chips akin to just saying, "That lazy cat's around again," she says, where the later was more like a shrieking, "Fly for your lives!" Alarm calls requires observation and patience to learn, but Young offers a few tips that quicken the process. Pick up a field guide to figure out which predators lurk near your perch. Keep an eye out for these falcons, snakes, foxes, and other beasts. If you find one stalking prey, then watch it and listen to how birds respond. You can also listen for specific sounds that most alarm calls share. Often they're more harsh, unpleasant, or arresting than everyday bird calls, Kaufman says. For example, listen to the alarm of American robin. According to the Wilderness Awareness School, the noise itself can sound similar to companion calls, but far more agitated. Not sure how to discern an agitated call from a calm one? We don't blame you. You could also try running a simple experiment. Once you settle into your spot and the birds have resumed their normal chatter, have a friend walk towards you from a few hundred yards away. As a human approach, listen and take note on how the birds respond. You can also observe how birds react to other animals, such as feral cats. If all else fails, you want to get a head start, check out this library of bird voices, built to accompany Young's book. The digital collection contains vocalization of more than 10-15 common species, including northern cardinals and American goldfinches. Even with an audio archive, learning bird language requires patience. Each species is slightly different, Kaufman says, and learning the varied calls takes time, but it will be well worth your effort. We are often a jarring, unaware presence in the world beyond the front door, Young wrote. If we're in bird language mode, however, we're moving with a whole different frame of mind and venturing into another realm of awareness and intention and curiosity. Durham would agree. For her, interpreting bird language allows me to visibly and audibly measure and adjust my impact on the natural world, she says. If I'm distracted and not tuned in, all wildlife around me is going to be long gone before I even step foot into the forest. Sound of the grass growing. Over time, when one learns to enter the Dreamtime state, one gets extremely sensitive to nature. So sensitive that one can hear the sound of the grass growing. So sensitive one can hear the sweet melodies of the earth and the universe. Deep listening is essential. One must be focused on both the external and internal. The senses must be heightened. Only when the mind is calm can one have this type of experience. It's our true nature, but we are completely removed from it. It seems impossible because we are so removed from it. Our awareness is focused on our 9 to 5 existence. Our goals are different. We want a car, a big house, vacations, and all sorts of things. Thereby, we don't pay attention to Gaia, the Dreamtime state, and the universe. The Aborigines have been doing this for over 100,000 years. Dreaming ears, dreaming eyes. The Aboriginals have talked about this for thousands of years. This is not a foreign concept for indigenous people and mystics through the land. We have internal senses just like we have external senses. I say, the more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. In the beginning, one meditates upon the universe. After some time, the universe meditates upon you. Big difference. We have everything set in place when we are born. Humanity must flip the switch to understand this riddle.
Palace in the sky. O seeker of truth, I have witnessed such a great one. A well suspended in the sky from which ambrosia ceaselessly flows. A lame person climbs to it without any ladder and drinks jugs of that nectar. Gongs, conches, and kettle drums ring out without being played by anyone. The deaf hear them and become ecstatic. They lose track of body and mind. Up there is a palace without foundation, which is radiant with light. The blind seize it and are so overjoyed they can't stop talking about it. In that place, a person dies, yet continues to live and has strength without eating food. Brahmanan says that only a rare soul can understand his tale. Commentary. I first heard this poem when I was 18 years old in India. It made a precious memory inside of me. There is a jewel inside that mankind can discover. Only a wise man understands what I'm talking about.
Source: a place, person, or thing from which something originates or can be obtained. Our connection and kindredness with all living beings, including inanimate objects. Mother-in-law, picture of a bird. Sister, picture of a plant. All comes back to Wunan, the interconnectedness of all. There's a web tying us all together. Behind your breath lies the answer. The entire universe is keeping you alive. the universe is conscious and aware. We have forgotten the source code of life. Everything is put perfectly in place when you are born. The operating system, hardware, and software. You are programmed to discover your true nature. Yet humanity refuses to turn on the computer of life. How ironic. Your ancestors never left you. You just don't have the eyes to see, nor the ears to listen to them. Mankind is focused solely on the external. That's your problem. Furthermore, you don't take advice too well from your indigenous cultures. You think they are underneath you. Your world's problems could be solved if you had a blending of the two. Your mindset must change for your survival. You need me, I don't need you, yet there is a web tying us all together. I am your mother, yet you think otherwise. You are polluting the earth and harming the skies. You think you own this land. The indigenous people all around the world understand they are custodians of the land, not consumers. Big difference. Without changing your mindset, your technology won't be able to save you. Many people think it can, but only through a shift in awareness and consciousness can humanity solve the problems we have today. You must go from me to we. This is a huge undertaking. Your scientist has known this for over a century. Now it must be embraced by your general society. You can do this. Thousands of civilizations throughout the universe have transformed themselves in this manner. This is a journey from darkness to light. This is a journey from ignorance to wisdom. Nobody gets a free ride. We can guide you. That takes inner listening and entering into the silence in each and every moment. If you choose to only focus externally and not change your ways, you will never be able to listen to the wisdom that resides within you. Gaia